G'day guys. In December this year, I had the privilege of being part of a team with 7 other people that was sent out to Thailand on a missions trip. The first city that we visited was a city called Trang, or Trang, as you're supposed to pronounce it. It's a smallish city of about 70,000 people, and there are very few Christians there. And so for me, going there, one of the highlights, one of the things that stand out as I look back on that time was our first church service there, to be honest. We were partnered with Servant of Grace Church, which is run by Paul and Crystal and their family, which is a family from the US. And I was really encouraged as we stood there, we just sang songs like Blessed Be Your Name in Thai. Here's a song I grew up singing in English and loving and getting to know very, very well. And we're singing it in Thai. And for me, it really gave me a sense of how big and powerful God is. You know, that our countries can be separated by land and water. Our cultures can be so different, our languages can be completely separate, but here we're singing the same thing to the same God, we're worshipping the same God. And it just gave me a sense of how big and amazing our God is. The second thing that stood out for me as well was our time going to some of the local primary schools there, in particular one which is a bit more of a rural school, and handing out Christmas shoebox gifts. And it was just amazing seeing the joy on those kids' faces as they opened their box and they had a tennis ball, they had stationery and lollies and soft toys. And in that as well, we were able to give them a little booklet about Christmas from a Christian perspective. And I guess my hope and my prayer from that is that these little kids were able to read that and will become curious about Christianity and what Christmas is in a Christian context. But yeah, our time in Trang was really, really encouraging. And, these are some of the things that I enjoyed. What's something that challenged me? I think there was a situation in Trang. I'm not too sure how much detail I can share about it, but one of the places we visited and did a Christmas presentation at experienced a bit of backlash, a lot of backlash after we had left. And as a result, some of the Christians in that community were ridiculed and persecuted and given a hard time simply because they were Christian. And that was really sad, really hard to hear about, but at the same time I was encouraged because in the face of that persecution, that hardship, those Christians stood firm and they stand resolute. And that really encouraged me to hear. It challenged me, you know, if I'm in that situation, if I was faced with a similar circumstance, would I have that kind of courage and faith? So I think that's something that challenged me, but it was also a bit of an encouragement nonetheless.
My heart will give all the glory to your name.
Let's sing it out.
Here you go. Nice.
Oh, here we go. Give us the goss. What is it like, Uncle Paz? Tell us. What's it like? Oh, you get that shot.
A lot of juice in there.
Oh, a lot of juices. Yeah. What do you reckon?
I reckon I bit, squirt, and then like couldn't bring myself to crunch down on the head. I just swallowed.
How can you pray for people in Trang? I think a big prayer point there is against loneliness. Sometimes it's really easy as a Christian to feel lonely because there's not a whole lot of Christians, not a massive Christian community in that city, and so it's easy to feel like you're alone and you're fighting this on your own. But yeah, really pray for the Christians there, for the ministry workers there, for the church in that city, that they would be encouraged, that they would know that they aren't alone. That not only do they have communion with the Father and they're loved by Jesus, but that they also have brothers and sisters all around the world who are thinking about them, who are praying for them, and who are remembering them each and every day. So if you are a praying person, I really believe, I really encourage you to pray that God would encourage these believers in the city of Thailand.
Yeah, boys.